Hello and welcome to Mr. Patrick's Corner. Today we're going to talk about the Second Amendment. Why we're going to talk about the Second Amendment? Because I have a friend in Texas, that wonderful state where everybody can pack a gun, or a pistol, or a handgun, or a long gun, and he believes that we should appeal the Second Amendment because children are dying. Well, I don't agree with that. I'm sorry that children are dying, but more children would be dying from swimming pools, poisonings, and everything else. It isn't a matter about child safety. It's a matter of control. Now, Mr. Colinar did a wonderful video a couple days ago. I watched it about wild boar, pigs. I told you before that in Germany they have special hunters that have stands out in the parks. They come out at night to make sure that they take care of the wild boar, because sometimes people, transients, try to sleep in the park, and they're treated like a food source to the pigs, to the wild boar, Eurasian boars. So we're talking now about Texas. My friend doesn't seem to comprehend that the Second Amendment wasn't about hunting. It was about the fact that the anti-federalists, you remember we have the Federalists, that's Jay, Madison, and Hamilton. Well, we had on the other side, we had the anti-federalists, and they wanted protections. And they were run by a guy named Morris. Well, the First Amendment talks about freedom of religion, freedom of speech, lobbying your congressman or your assembly to petition the government for redress of grievances. The second was, I'll read it to you, a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's very simple and very direct. And the first 10 is based on the fact of what happened during the American Revolution. And they realized that they wanted protection. They didn't want to be pushed around by the British, by the French, by their own government. Remember, they had the Hayes Rebellion. That was one of the reasons for redoing the Articles of Confederation, because a lot of these guys came back from the war. They had land grants, but they had no money. So the shysters came in and cheated the veterans out of their land for pennies on the dollar. They got rich and they got stooped. Well, and they weren't having any more of that. And you try to get that through some people's heads, they just don't understand it, because we don't teach civics anymore. We don't teach anything anymore, because according to the Supreme Court, it's the government's job is not to educate its children. Just like it's not the police department's job to save somebody who's drowning, or the Navalny disaster. They have no right to go into harm's way. The Supreme Court has said it. They are the 9 justices on the Supreme Court. They also said we have the right to bear arms for the simple reason we have to have a fallback position. We have people stealing, robbing, and killing people. And if we don't do something about it, then we're just as bad as the people we keep putting into office. Like in San Francisco. Oh, you can't arrest him because he was a bad boy and they didn't save him, and oh my God. That's why you got people going into stores, ripping everything off, and they don't even punish them. They slap them on the wrist and say, oh, have a nice day. Same thing with LA. You need to control the attitude of your public. You need to, if you go to Singapore, you commit a crime, they catch you, they arrest you, they process you. Within 3 weeks, you'll be standing before a magistrate, and he will order a trial. They hold you in prison until your day of court, and they do a fair job. Then, if it's a serious crime like murder, that takes another couple of weeks, and the second court doesn't determine your innocence, but was everything followed correctly in the law? Do they do proper diligence? Did they follow the law? And was the claim correct? Okay. Then the prime minister, he has the final say so whether to grant clemency. But the whole thing takes less than 4 months. We have people on death row. We have people in prison that have killed people, and they, like the Batman in Denver. He's just going to court now, a couple of years after his deal, because of he has psychological problems. He has this, he has that. If he has psychological problems, then you throw him in the crazy house, the sanitarium. You don't keep putzing around with him. And if you think that if you take away the guns, that everything's going to be rosy, I'm sorry. Great Britain is a great example of that. They've taken all the guns out, and now they have a lot more murders than they had before, because now they're using knives, blades, acid, everything you can think of. And are the British people safer? No. A little old lady is not going to be able to foist a bayonet to defend herself. That's why you have handguns. That's why you have mace, but they're not allowed to have mace. You need a special permit to have mace, and I think it's illegal in Great Britain to have mace. So you're just a walking, talking, oh my God, yes, the poor old lady, she didn't have any way to protect herself. Well, she could have run, right. A person in her 70s trying to run away from criminals on mopeds? Oh, give me a break. Well, that's enough for my political discussions. Please like and subscribe. And thank you again for visiting Patrick's Corner. Mr. Patrick's Corner is always there for you. Thank you.